They've got a new line coach here, Juan Castillo. They've got a new center in Gino Gradkowski. A lot of new things happening with the Ravens offensive line, but clearly it's a big step forward today.
Second half underway, and again it's a kickoff by Akers. Sends it all the way through the end zone and no return. Here's Lisa.
Hey, Mike, remember John Harbaugh told us before the game that a win for the Ravens would count on how well his offensive line holds up. And I asked him about that. He said, I think they're holding up really well, but they did start to get some pressure on Joe Flacco towards the end of that first half, Harbaugh said, because they were grabbing, according to Harbaugh, on the stunts. He says that's illegal. They cannot do that. I'm sure he's already talked to the officials about it. As for the Lions and their defensive penalties, Jim Schwartz said 2 of those wouldn't have been penalties if we just made the sacks. As for Calvin Johnson, he said, we're not used to seeing him drop the balls either, but I didn't have to say anything. He's a prideful guy. I'm sure he'll make a lot of big plays in this half. Mike.
Have to wait. Flacco in the offense first, and Pierce runs to the left, and he is stopped for no gain. Willie Young, Stephen Tulloch in on that tackle. Well, as we look at those first half stats, we remind you the 131 yards for Detroit, 78 came on that first drive, so credit the Ravens defense. And John, the penalties and third down conversions, self-inflicted for the Lions, and third down conversions, credit the Raven defense again.
And 2 big drops by Calvin Johnson.
Ravens have marched the ball down the field a long way on those 3 field goal attempts. Flacco, flushed, good awareness to get it out to Brown. And the rookie receiver gains a half dozen yards. Such a good poised play by Flacco.
Baltimore's done a nice job on Ndamukong Suh. Number 90, you see Michael Orr switching a stunt with Marshall Yanda. Yanda can play. And once again, Joe Flacco's mobility and creativity and strong arm keep it alive to set up a 3rd and 4.
Lions rush 5, and Flacco rips it toward the sideline for Jones. Incomplete. Lewis Delmas the coverage, and the Lions hold the Ravens 3 and out to start this second half.
I'm glad you brought up Lewis Delmas. He's had a lot of injuries the last couple years. They protect Delmas on the practice field, and they put some incentives in his contract, Mike, some playing time incentives. And Delmas has only missed 6 plays this year, but he brings a lot of playmaking to the Lions secondary.
Sent by Cook. Return room for Ross from the 20. Eludes a block for 30. And Jeremy Ross will get down to the 36-yard line. John Harbaugh, who was a special teams coach during his Philadelphia days, was asking for a block in the back. See if Calvin can hang on to the throws from Stafford when we come back. Back here in Detroit, best starting field position for the Lions in this game. From their own 37, here's Bush. Scored the touchdown on the earlier drive and fights forward for about 4.5 yards. John, we talked about the drops from Calvin Johnson in the first half.
Well, one of them, a huge drop on 3rd and long with a 7-0 lead. And then a second one on 2nd down and 9 would have been clearly a first down, but it's time for the Lions to make their move. If they want to continue in this race, the Ravens will not go quietly. They've proved that for the last several years. This is the defending world champions.
2nd and 5. Stafford throwing to Johnson, and he's able to hang on despite the hit from James Ahedebo. First down, Detroit at the 40.
That was a great catch. Inside release, push up the field, break to the outside, find the ball and make an acrobatic catch. And Ahedebo delivers a catch, but that's that fearless nature that Calvin Johnson has played his entire career with. He's shaken up there.
Taking a couple of hard hits, and the Ravens are trying to back up their safety Matt Elam's words by being physical with him. Reggie Bush with the run between the tackles to the 36. Gain of 4 there as Johnson comes back on the field.
And the Ravens continue to rotate on defense. Number 62, first time I've seen the big man, Terrence Cody, has just checked in. 97, Arthur Jones. They are loaded with mammoth defensive linemen. That's what Ozzie Newsome does. He fills his house with big defensive linemen.
Executive Vice President of these Ravens. Great personnel decisions over the years. Joyce Bell with the carry. 4 yards to the 32-yard line. And John, their depth and variety of defenders, you see a whole different group of looks depending what they want to dial up defensively.
And Daryl Smith is the leader of it, Mike. He came in here as an anonymous player. I don't think anybody knew who he was. 9 years in Jacksonville. He comes in here, he leads them in tackles, he makes all the calls. He understands this complex defense. He's batted down 17 passes, broke Ray Lewis's record already. He's a force on every down. I got to give him a lot of credit.
Detroit team that struggles in short yardage at times because they don't line up and run it with no fullback on their roster. 3rd and 1s are throwdowns, and it's off the hands of Bush. And on the deflection, D'Angelo Tyson has the interception. The second-year man out of Georgia, Tyson, comes up with the game's first turnover.
Short yardage. You have two backs that can run the football. You go with an empty backfield set. The Ravens blitz it and make the play of the night.
Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator, Matthew Stafford, looking back at the pictures. And 3rd and 1, as I was saying, John, they don't have a fullback. They don't line up and run the ball there. And the tip takes away a field goal opportunity and gives the Ravens the ball. And we have movement up front with Sue and Yonda.
Number 77, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
We'll take a look at it. You see Daryl Smith, number 51. He's going to see the no-back set, and he checks into a blitz. And 91 off the left side of your screen is unblocked. Haloti Ngata tips the pass, and it's intercepted by Tyson. But it's Daryl Smith communicating the blitz. It's the execution of the call that delivers once again for the defending champs.
1st and 15, Flacco after the flag, and Dixon tackled by Tulloch and Levy. And Ngata, as he's just coming in, he's just getting a hand up somehow, some way. I don't even know if the pass would have been completed to Reggie Bush. They had been running the ball effectively tonight, so it's an interesting choice to be made there.
Yeah, I don't agree with that call at all because you're in 4-down territory and you've been running the ball pretty good all night.
Let's see what the defending champions can do with the game's first turnover. Ray Rice to the left, big space for Rice. Chased down by Delmas, but a first down for Ray Rice to the 41-yard line.
Shotgun runs, offset back. They run the ball to the weak side, and A.Q. Shipley. Watch number 60, Eugene Monroe, at the point of attack. The line stunts that the Detroit Lions are using are backfiring at times. Well done inside by Gradkowski and Shipley.
15-yard run for Rice. The second one he's had that long this year. And an up for Marlon Brown, who's got it at the 35-yard line. What a job by Rice to pick up the pressure, and Flacco with the perfect touch.
How about the throw? He's throwing that as he's backing up from right to left. Just watch the delivery. He just flicks this ball 25 yards down the field with tremendous touch. Over the linebackers, underneath the safety. You can't coach that.
When the guys go back and watch the film, that's a wow. Ray Rice picking up Ndamukong Suh coming down the pipe there.
You can't coach that either.
Yeah, it's great stuff from Rice. The 35, more pressure. Flacco again putting it up for Jones this time. Incomplete. Step-for-step run by Rasheed Mathis in coverage.
It's another pickup by Ray Rice. Gunther Cunningham, the defensive coordinator of the Lions, is coming after Flacco with up-the-gut pressures. Here's Levy coming, and Ray Rice picks it up. Well, it's Flacco's ability to just flick the ball long distances with very little effort that distinguishes this cannon he has.
Rice out of the pistol, going left, seeking space and gaining 4 yards. John, you see the communication. It's interesting to watch how they're using the shotgun snaps as the communication with Gradkowski, the center, and then his guard right next to him telling him when it's time to go.
I know. Well, Gradkowski is reading the defense. And Yanda is seeing when Flacco's ready, and he'll tap Gradkowski, and then the ball is snapped. But the center and right guard work together, snap after snap, communicating all these calls and getting the ball delivered.
Lions bring the heat. Tried the middle, and that time it was deflected away by Jonte Green on third down, and will set up a long field goal attempt for Tucker.
How about Jonte Green right there? Came into the game, only had played 22 snaps all year. Chris Houston's out. Darius Slay out. They go to Jonte Green, who delivers a huge play in the slot. And here's Tucker, Mr. Automatic.
This one tests that a little bit from 49. Just inside the left upright. And it is 31 in a row. And 4 consecutive field goals for Tucker. The toe of Tucker as the Ravens up 5. Iconic, historic buildings, not just in the NFL, but Major League Baseball as well. A farewell to Candlestick, great ceremony plan that's on the docket for us a week from tonight. As another no return kick from Tucker give the Lions the ball. Days gone past there to say farewell to Candlestick. What a play as Reggie Bush tried to get to the corner and is erased by Matt Elam, that rookie safety from Florida who's making noise with his play tonight.
You know, Elam played in the box at Florida a lot. Here for the Ravens, he's playing at the deep safety a lot. Here he is coming downhill and making a beautiful open field tackle. That's why Ozzie Newsome drafted Elam in the first round out of Florida. He can play free safety, strong safety. He's even got some cornerback in his background. What a play by Elam.
Started about 18 yards back. Read it, saw it was run, got to his spot. Another jump up front. It'll cost the Ravens 5. Stafford's got a free play. He's got Calvin Johnson through a tackle and to the Ravens' 45-yard line.
It's going to be a good play. They got Cody, as you said. There's no reroute on the outside. They play a cover 2 zone, and they don't get the reroute on Calvin Johnson, and he hurts Baltimore.
Offside, number 92 defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
And the 37-yard completion.
Take a look at it. Calvin Johnson gets a release on Jimmy Smith. There's no reroute, and Ahedebo can't get there from his 2 deep safety position. Luckily, Smith can bring Megatron down.
Lions back in Raven territory at the 46. The rolling Stafford looks back. Thinks about throwing it, now takes off, stumbling and bumbling, and finally down at the 42-yard line. I don't know what he was going to do with that one. Maybe he didn't either. Well, Calvin Johnson's numbers, nearly 1,700 yards in 2011. We were here last year when he broke the single season receiving mark, just under 2,000 yards. And this year, despite the drops tonight, he's gone over 1,400 yards. It's the 3rd player in league history with 3 straight 1,400s. Along with the modern-day terrific receivers, Marvin Harrison, Jerry Rice, and 2.5 games to get 85 yards and be the first to do 1,500 plus 3 straight years. Bush up to the down to the 35-yard line. Darryl Smith and Suggs on the tackle.
Wow, that's a punishing run. Right behind Larry Warford at right guard. Watch the double team, and they press it with Reggie Bush, who bounces it to the outside, and that's just a nice finish. Good surge up front by the Lion offensive line, and Reggie Bush, 10 carries, 59 yards, has run the ball extremely well tonight.
Brandon Pettigrew's name mentioned more in the run game and blocking here tonight. He's done a nice job. Bush, wow, nice jump cut by Reggie. Take the hits as he goes to the 32-yard line. Bush had some fumbling issues as he's going to come out for Joyke Bell. especially Thanksgiving. Had an early fumble against Green Bay. And was able to come back in and have a big offensive day. Just has a shoe pop off.
Joseph Fourier is checked in at tight end. Pass receiving specialist and a real good dancer when he scores.
He just does his work down inside the 5-yard line usually. Joik Bell got away from the penetration, but gains 2 yards to the 30, and the Lions will have a 3rd and 5 inside of 5 left here in the 3rd quarter. A hard-nosed game, a lot of between the tackles runs, some long drives. And the Baltimore defense has been what's impressed me here, John. They have kept Detroit's offense from their deep shots and their big plays that they live on.
And T. Sizzle has just checked back into lineup number 55, who has made a lot of plays in critical 3rd down situations at the top of the screen for the Ravens.
And Theo Riddick is in. That running back split wide, the rookie from Notre Dame, and the throw is caught by Riddick for the 1st down at the 23-yard line. Man, that's hard. You don't play offense, just special teams most of the game, and come up with a big catch to keep a drive alive.
Now, Theo Riddick, they've used him creatively all year. Right side of your screen. Pettigrew comes across the formation for the pickup, but that's an excellent catch by Theo Riddick on a ball thrown away from his body.
6th-round pick out of Notre Dame, did it all. Running back, slot man, wide receiver, kick returner. This good special teams play keeps LaSure inactive week after week. There was Bush trying to stop on a dime and grabbing at that left knee as he came to that quick halt.
Had that calf problem last week in pregame. Was a scratch for that Eagle game, as you brought up. Looked like he might have aggravated that calf.
And we're grabbing for that leg right away. And the Lions athletic training staff and Dean Kleinschmidt's been here for a long time. Get a look at Reggie right away.
2 halfbacks in the game. Riddick just shipped it out to his left with Joik Bell as the single back.
Terrell Suggs, 55, lurking. How's he going to get back there? Bell has nowhere to go. He is stopped by Arthur Jones. The man from Syracuse has had some kind of year on that defensive front.
One of the most improved inside players I've seen this year. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of the season, but Arthur Jones has had over 40 tackles. He's beaten double teams. He's got 4 sacks. He's really turned into a fine defensive tackle here in his stay in Baltimore. He's going to be a rich man if he finishes like he's played all year.
His brother Chandler's so good with the Patriots, and of course the other brother, John Bones Jones, the UFC champion. 3rd and 9, Lions in field goal range. Here comes Raven pressure. Stafford taking a shot. End zone for Durham. Incomplete. And no flag. It looked like Webb was all over the arm of Durham, and that's what Stafford was complaining. And it's a field goal attempt.
I thought it was an arm bar. Take a look at Durham. It's a straight go route. He grabbed that left arm. That's amazing.
Look at his right hand on the left arm right there.
That's an arm bar. I mean, that's officiating 101 there.
Wow. So it's a 40-yard field goal for David Akers, who's missed 5 this year and has been struggling. The 39-year-old veteran able to knock it through and make it a 2-point game. Every flag so important. Blatant missed call there, but the Lions do get the field goal, and the lead is 2.
But that could come back and cost Detroit a division title and a playoff berth, period.
Akers with the kick. He has come into the kickoff role tonight to try to limit Jacoby Jones' returns, and he's has 3 touchbacks on the night. So the pass interference calls and the Ravens been a part of the story going back, of course, to the Super Bowl. The call Jim Harbaugh is still looking for.
Decided a world championship. How about last week? Did Chad Greenway interfere with Dennis Pitta underneath in his coverage? A lot of people said he didn't. And then this 2-point play. Didn't Shockey Brown interfere with that man at the end of regulation? So pass interference is a bigger call than any call. And I think these coaches deserve an opportunity to challenge it because their careers are on the line.
Ravens take over from the 20. Here's Rice with the run. He is stopped for no gain. Let me be devil's advocate. Don't coaches make bad calls? Don't coaches call the wrong play? Don't
Sure.
you make mistakes in game?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you see that on TV all week. I mean,
Right.
A coach makes a call in 25 seconds, and we get a week to go over all the bad ones. There's no question. It's an impossible job officiating, but the magnitude of these games is so significant. I just think we got to take a look at how pass interference is impacting them.
Minute 10 left in the third. Lions continuing to bring pressure. It's picked up, and Flacco ripping them to Torrey Smith, just shy of the 40 and a first down.
If you protect Joe Flacco, he'll win another world championship. Stunts, blitzes. It's just not getting there tonight consistently, and Joe Flacco makes another superb throw. Ray Rice once again sorts it all out, but Gino Gradkowski, the young centers, made some great calls inside, and the pickups have been good.
He throws the ultimate NFL Films ball. You know, the tight shot on that really super tight rotating spiral. Man, what a great arm. And there go the Lions, who do this more than anyone else. Early jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, number 98 defense, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Take a look at it. Motion, hard counts. And it's an easy call for the official. And I don't know, 10 penalties on a defensive tackle is not championship football.
That's fairly. Flacco, Joe Cool saying, hang on. Quarter running out. We got the lead. Let's take 1st and 5 over to the 4th. Each team with a field goal in the 3rd. Through 3. The Ravens by 2 on Monday Night Football.
Live op Fox Sports. Het toernooi om de KNVB-beker. De plek voor echte cupfighters. Wie bereikt de kwartfinales? Wie gaat er knock-out? Een genadeloze afvalrace op weg naar de Kuip. Dat is de strijd om de KNVB-beker. Morgen en donderdag. Live op Fox Sports.
The Ravens reached the top of the mountain last year, Super Bowl champions. The Lions' last NFL championship, 1957. 4th quarter begins. 1st and 5 off the Detroit false start, or offside. And Ray Rice with a gain of 2, tackled by Ndamukong Suh. I thought you made a good point, John. These are not the world champs. On our podcast this week, you said right away, hey, they're the defending champs, but this is so different because of all the faces that are gone. Yet they're starting to pull the character of a championship team together. Look at all the close wins they've had this year. You're kind of sensing they are very comfortable in the spot they're in. While the other guys, the Lions, they're feeling the pressure of no division titles for 20 years.
You either feel the pressure or apply it. And right now, the Lions are feeling it, and Flacco's applying it.
2nd and 3, pressure on. Flacco got it knocked out of his hands. Recovered by the Ravens.
There's the pass rush. And Ndamukong Suh at crunch time. Number 90 working against Gronkowski. He's capable of making impact plays that can decide a football game. And that almost was one of them.
Glover Quinn coming around, got past Ray Rice on the pickup and got the ball. Suh has been a part of back-to-back plays to start this quarter, and now 3rd and 10. This time Detroit rushes 4, and it's a screen with Rice. Good blocking downfield, but a better play by DeAndre Levy will keep Rice 2 shy of a first down.
Oh, this is a lot of people giving great effort. Just watch the backside guard, Marshall Jan, to try to get Nick Fairley on this screen pass. Look at the effort. Look at Jan running to get Fairley. Both of these teams know what's at stake. You're in for a great fourth quarter.
You're right. That's a play you could rewind 15 times, watch all the different guys and the effort that they made on that one. Cook, outstanding at pinning teams inside their own 20. He's going to put the Lions back at their own 12-yard line with a good hang time on the kick to Jeremy Ross. Ravens close with the Bengals, who they have beaten already. So if they win tonight, they control their own destiny in the AFC North. Down in the NFC North, remember the Bears and Packers play week 17. So one of those teams is going to add to their win total no matter what happens, or a tie as well. Meaning if the Lions don't win tonight, they may not even play a meaningful game in week 17 when all is said and done. That's how important this game is both ways in this fourth quarter. Reggie Bush, who's done most of his running between the tackles tonight, to the 16.
You know, every play, Jimmy Smith has Calvin Johnson. He turns inside. He wants to know where his safety help is at all times. He's going to turn around and see if Elam's there for him. And if Elam says you're on your own, he gives him the thumbs up and says, I got it. But they can get help inside. They can get help over the top, or they can leave Smith by himself. But so far, they've done an excellent job mixing it up on Calvin Johnson.
Second and 7, pressure on Stafford, who hung in there to get Burleson. And Nate Burleson to the 38-yard line. Pressure came right up the middle from Nata, but Stafford hung in there.
Pressure. Wow. Elodie Nata, what power. He comes inside, he beats Warford and plants Stafford, who makes an outstanding throw to Burleson. Wow.
Could have been a loss of 12, turned into a gain of 23. The 39, Bush on an outside bounce. Durham couldn't get a block on the edge on Lardarius Webb and forced out of bounds at the 43-yard line. You know, you go back to Stafford in that play, and you've often talked about stats and yards and QBRs and passer ratings. There's something there on that play that you'll never show up in any stat. Your willingness to hang in there and throw it, especially when you haven't done it over the last 4 games in the fourth quarter.
Well, he's been guaranteed $94 million to play quarterback of the Lions. Guaranteed $94 million to make throws like that and deliver in these situations. I'd love to see him do it.
On the boot, put on the brakes, and throws it away. Trashed that one over the head of Calvin Johnson. Courtney Upshaw with the good pressure. It's a second-round pick out of Alabama.
They have so many people that can physically take it to you at the outside linebacker position. It's not just inside. You forget Upshaw's even here.
Yeah.
Doomerville's here. Suggs is here. They have a lot of big people that can play a variety of different positions. And Terrell Suggs has taken a leadership torch from Ray Lewis and done a pretty good job carrying it.
Ravens defense has been really good on third downs. Suggs is lining up right over the center. He's going to drop in coverage. Stafford taking a shot towards Megatron. Calvin can't get there. Step for step, fabulous coverage from Jimmy Smith. And the Lions will kick it away.
Don't know what the coverage is. That time it's just a 3-man rush. And young Jimmy Smith is coming into his own. A straight go route. I don't think Calvin even expected the ball until late. But Jimmy Smith can really play the ball in the blind spot. When he's playing that man coverage and has to look up and find it at the last second, he's proved he could do it at Colorado, and he's proven it again tonight.
You liked him coming out in the draft, didn't
really
you?
did.
Yeah.
Well coached there, and he's emerging.
Sam Martin kicking. Jones going to see if he can kill it inside the 10. He cannot. So it's 57, but the number that matters the most, 37 net yards on the punt. Just under 11 minutes left. In this area, one of the great spots to go, Greenfield Village. Some of the great holiday traditions. You got some old Model Ts there. Of course, the American auto industry With its roots here, the Ford family owns these Lions, who trail by 2 against the Super Bowl champs. Flacco's throw is incomplete. A good game from Jonte Green against starting John for the injured Chris Houston.
Flacco was late with that throw. A hook route right over his inside shoulder. A nice job by Jonte Green in transition, getting that inside arm on the ball. 2nd and long. Like to see Fairley and Sue cut it loose without any stunts.
Bernard Pierce is the back behind Flacco. And a run for 4 for Pierce. That's a 2nd-year man out of Temple. He's got about 1/3 of the snaps, 2/3 of the snaps going to Ray Rice.
And it sets the stage for 3rd and 6. It's been a blitz down. The Lions came in with a top-ranked 3rd down defense, a lot of it because of this pass rush and the assistance they get from their home crowd. Let's see if Bernard Pierce can pick up a blitz, because the Lions have repeatedly peppered Flacco in the 2nd half.
Louis Delmas just ran in to change DeAndre Levy's defensive position. Flacco had his arm hit as he went to throw. And again, Willie Young off the edge with a pressure rush.
It's that heat, that clock in your head. You don't get very long to throw the ball at this place. Take a look at Willie Young at the bottom of the screen working against Michael Orr. That's why you look for long arms at the combine. You want to be able to reach out, use that wingspan. Sometimes it's a matter of inches. Nice play by Willie Young.
Sam Cook kicks to Jeremy Ross. Retreating on a 53-yard kick. Ross trying to set up blocks. This is well covered. Very good special teams from Baltimore. John Harbaugh's position as a coach for a long time. Jerry Rossberg coaches the group up. 9:55 to go. Lions running out of opportunities. Rejected by Nata on the pass by Stafford. That's the 2nd one he's gotten his hands on cleanly here tonight.
And that's not as easy as it looks. He knows that Stafford gets rid of the ball quickly. Watch 92 rushing from the inside. As soon as he sees that arm start to throw the football, he can time that reach perfectly.
Happens a lot to Stafford, tied with Chad Henne. So a 2nd and 10, Reggie Bush run. Good acceleration by Bush and a gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and 2.
How would you like to be Rasheem Mathis right there, Mike? This ball winds all the way backside. It's the same play he scored on, really. Watch this thing come all the way backside, and Rasheem Mathis on the right side of your screen. 21's got to make this tackle. Excuse me, not Rasheem Mathis. That's Lardarius Webb. I get excited. I seeing my guy Webb out there.
Yeah, corner on the opposite side. So now 3rd and 2. Doran Dickerson, the tight end, came in motion. Stafford slinging sidearm, and it's intercepted by Darryl Smith. And Smith is brought down at the 34-yard line. So again, the crucial mistakes and turnovers. Pernell McPhee the pressure, and in the tight space, Smith gets his 3rd pick of the year.
And it's the 2nd time that Stafford has thrown an interception on 3rd and short yardage situations. He's late down the middle. He throws a sidearm pass. He's trying to make the perfect throw, and 30 turnovers for the Lions. And Stafford's responsible for 20 of them. That's just a bad decision.
The interception's what? 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 2. And Darryl Smith, the man brought into the Ray Lewis spot here in this Ravens defense, a sack and a pick and 4 tackles tonight. And a field goal here. They're only a few yards away, really in Tucker's range right now. Would be huge. But Flacco wants more. Taking a shot for Torrey Smith, incomplete.
Take a look at the pick, and you know, you're just going to watch Stafford's mechanics here throwing the football. The rush is on, but you're late down the middle, and you try to make an awkward sidearm throw into a host of Baltimore Ravens in that field position. You just can't do it, Mike, with a 2-point deficit against the defending world champions.
I'm sorry. Look at the route distribution, too. You have two receivers in the same spot. Second and 10. Flacco's going to get it out to Brown off the edge. It is erased quickly by Don Carey.
Flacco's shaken up.
Hey, you're right.
He got hit hard. I don't know if it's a running play with one of those built-in quick screens to the outside, but Flacco got hit hard. Right out of the fake, he throws the ball, and down low you see Levy, the linebacker. Let's see if Flacco's okay.
Yeah, he's still flexing that left knee as he's waiting for the shotgun snap here, John. That's a scary one here. Of course, you can't go low on the quarterback. You have to see if Levy was blocked or tripped at the line. 3rd and 11. And he just throws that one incomplete.
Let's go back to that hit, Mike.
Absolutely. It's a huge play here.
Helmet right on that knee.
Almost hear Flacco say that. And again, you have to go back to the front end to see if Levy was tripped or tackled. But from the looks of that replay and live, it looks like that should have been flagged for going low on the quarterback. 53-yard field goal coming here. It would equal the season long for Justin Tucker. What a kicker. What a kicker. Absolutely perfect.
Buy that man a steak dinner.
It is all 5 field goals for Tucker, but concern for the Ravens with Flacco. It's Dr. Leanne Curl, the chief orthopedic surgeon for the Ravens. She's been talking with Joe Flacco, looking at his knee, trailing him here throughout the timeout as everybody's keeping an eye on the Ravens' number 5, the Super Bowl MVP who took that shot in the left knee on that second down play a series ago. Tyrod Taylor is the backup for Baltimore. He has played minimally, just 13 snaps this year. Meantime, the Lions are down 5 in decision, and Ross decides to hold it. Now, as we looked at replay, John, let's see. We see the hit by DeAndre Levy, but then when you go back to watch the front end of the play, he was pushed in that direction.
Well, he's blitzing the A gap, and left guard A.Q. Shipley was trying to release on the quick screen, and you see watch the left guard right here, A.Q. Shipley.
It's hard to decipher through that.
It really is, but
off balance,
let's just hope Flacco's all right.
Yeah.
Holy.
Off balance or intent, it's hard to decipher. Meantime, the Lions now need a touchdown as they're down 5 with 8 minutes left. They figured to get the ball a couple of times, so the flag is down after that short run by Reggie Bush.
He's holding.
Holding, number 75 offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
It's on the rookie Larry Warford and the self-inflicted Detroit mistakes. That trend and storyline continue.
It's Arthur Jones, 97. The 8th penalty.
So now 1st and 20 for Stafford. And Reggie Bush underneath with some space. He'll get 9 of them back to the 19-yard line. Jameel McClain shaken up. He's going to take himself off. Meantime, they continue to work on Flacco's knee.
Once again, the Ravens continue to substitute these linebackers. You're going to see Darryl Smith never leave the field, but 56 is just checked in. He's a specialist. Josh Bynes. All these linebackers do different things in this nickel defense for Dean Pease and the Ravens.
2nd and 11, a Stafford slingshot to Johnson. Calvin takes a big hit and hangs on. First down at the 40 in a gain of 21.
Calvin Johnson On a deep square in pattern. He takes a hit. He's walking off the field here. You're 6'5" and you have that wingspan. Hard to miss a target like that. What a catch.
Targeted 12 times tonight, 5 catches. Bush with that jump across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Lisa Salters, I saw you over there watching them work on Flacco.
Yeah, Mike, no official word yet from the Ravens, but Flacco appeared to indicate that he was all right. In fact, he was playing around a little bit with the Detroit fans who were heckling him over here behind the bench. I picked up a football and pretended that he was going to fire one up in the stands. Of course, he was just kidding. But he did, Mike, seem very upset that there was no penalty called on that play where he got hurt.
Thank you, Lise. 2nd and 4. Approaching 5.5 left in regulation. Stafford for Johnson. Couldn't drop it in the bucket. Incomplete.
Stafford wants that one back. Same route they hit earlier. It's a 2-deep zone. Calvin releases to the outside. He's wide open in a dead zone between the corner and the safety, and Stafford overthrew him. Stafford has got to find his rhythm here at crunch time. He's been off in the second half, Mike.
Third and 4. Pressure's picked up underneath. It is a first down picked up on the dive by Pettigrew. A rare catch for Brandon Pettigrew here tonight. Keeps this drive going.
That's a veteran play by Brandon Pettigrew. Just a flat route. He's going to catch it over his outside shoulder, and he's got to get north and south and lower his shoulder on Matt Elam to get the first down. Good play on both ends by Elam, the young safety, and Pettigrew, the veteran tight end, who gets the first down.
They've taped up Flacco's knee. Looks like he is likely to return. Early word from that Ravens sideline. Will he be protecting the lead or trying to get it back? Inside of 5 left. Stafford middle. Johnson hangs on off the Ahead-of-Bow hit, and he felt that 15-yarder.
And Ahead-of-Bow better, but watch out for the double move. He read that perfectly. The veteran safety saw Kelvin Johnson run that play earlier in the first half. He got a good jump on it. That's a bullet by Stafford. But once again, Kelvin Johnson showcases his toughness in a crowd.
Johnson takes a breather. 4:20 to go. Might be the last time they see the ball. Joik Bell with an inside run. What a pop laid by Jameel McClain, the 6th-year linebacker out of Syracuse.
McClain's lucky to be playing. Had a serious neck problem, missed a lot of the season, but he is a physical inside linebacker and a great run defender. Had a lot of forward progress with Jameel McClain patrolling the inside of the Raven defense.
Inside run is fake over the top, and it is caught and hung onto by Pettigrew, who got bent like a pretzel at the 15 and able to hang on.
That's the second play Pettigrew has made off of the trap pass. Right down the seam. You see the guard pull. It's a double team, and they get Pettigrew right down the seam in a crowd.
And the Ravens are asking their sideline to look at challenging that. Pettigrew is down with an injury timeout, and the Ravens were asking their sideline to take a peek at that and perhaps challenge. Injury timeout.
On the field of a completed catch. We'll review the play.
Carl Sheffers will come over to look. There was an injury timeout to start this sequence. So now he will come over under the hood, Sheffers, to look at this. We looked at it while we were away. This is going to be a very tough call because there was a football move and then contact, and right there is the question. Carl Sheffers getting a look at this play with the Pettigrew catch, and Carl coming out with a decision here.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Stands not confirmed. Going to bring in Jerry Austin. Jerry, what do you see on this one?
He has control of the ball. His hand never loses control of the ball, even though the ball touches the ground. Watch his hand.
Right.
Watch the hand. The hand is still gripping the football. That makes it a completion.
Now, it was not announced by Sheffers, but there was an injury timeout, but the challenge means the Ravens will lose a timeout, so they're down to 2. 3:13 left. Lions in the red zone, looking to take the lead. Rushing yards going to be hard to come by as Nata slams Reggie Bush to the turf.
That's why the Ravens are the #1 ranked defense in football in the red zone. They stuff the run, and they give you a variety of different looks in the secondary. They're not afraid to bring all-out pressure. The next play, they'll play all-out zone. But they're hard to run against. They mix up their coverages, and they rehearse their red zone on the practice field as much as any team I've seen.
This drive started for the Lions back at their own 10. They're now at the Raven 14, looking for a go-ahead score. It is Stafford ripping end zone for Durham, incomplete. Covered by Jimmy Smith. 3rd and 9 coming up.
Interesting decision by Stafford. It's a 2-deep zone. He's trying to find that dead zone once again between the corner and his safety. That time, Jimmy Smith sank right underneath it with help over the top.
.227 full complement timeouts. There is the possibility of kicking a field goal, but you would think it's 4-down territory. Can't guarantee you're going to stop the Ravens and get the ball back. 3rd and 9, there's time. It's an end zone shot, and it is caught for the touchdown by Fourier.
There's the dancer. 7 touchdowns for the undrafted rookie out of UCLA. Sometimes size just wins. 3rd and long yardage, and Stafford throws it up to Joseph Fourier, who went up and got it.
They will go for 2 to try to make it a 3-point game and give Tucker the only chance to tie the game with a field goal. Lions have gone 1 for 3, going for 2 this year. Ravens, a little bit of confusion personnel-wise. They're going to have to take a timeout, and the Ravens burn a second timeout here because they weren't ready with the personnel on the 2-point conversion. So they burn one on the challenge, burn one here. Now they're going to have the 2-minute warning and 1 timeout to try to come back. To the touchdown, caught by Fourier in a big spot.
Well, you tell your quarterback in key situations, know your personnel. And obviously, Stafford knows that Fourier is capable of going down the field and making a play with that huge 6', 6" frame. And what a heck of a catch. Darryl Smith's in perfect coverage position. How about that for your undrafted rookie? 7 touchdown receptions. None bigger than this one.
His uncle Christian Fourier played 13 years in the NFL. Guy who had that knack for scores with his 20 touchdowns in 3 years at UCLA. Now back for the 2-point conversion.
Watch a quarterback draw. This is a check with me. He can throw it up top, down here to Reggie, or run it himself.
And Calvin at the top with all the bodies to the right. To Johnson for 2. He didn't hang on again. The 3rd time tonight, Johnson couldn't hang on to one that was in his hands. And it's a 1-point game with 2:21 to go.
That could come back and haunt the Detroit Lions. They had exactly what they wanted. Their superstar Megatron against Jimmy Smith. The ball's thrown perfectly, and for the 3rd time tonight, Calvin fails to make a play he routinely makes.
It would have been tough for him to come down inbounds, but he never gave it a chance there on that.
And this is where the Ravens seem to be most comfortable. They like to do it the hard way, Mike. As evidence of last week. How about the game in Minnesota? I still can't believe they won that. But the Baltimore Ravens, I just think back to the playoffs last year, the game against the Denver Broncos, the long check down Ray Rice on 4th and 30 against San Diego, last week against the Vikings. There's something about this Raven team. They just will not quit.
you're thinking there's one drive left. Can the Ravens kick a field goal? But there was more time than this last week, and there were 5 scores in the last 2:05 of the game as the lead went back and forth with Minnesota.
Must be very careful with Jacoby Jones. He's ripped games open in the last couple weeks.
Akers had a bunch of touchbacks tonight, but this one's returnable. Jacoby Jones hit it hard. Can he get to the outside of the 25? Jones circles it out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 2:14 left. Flacco does come out with that left knee, which was taped. Here was the hit from earlier. DeAndre Levy coming into his knee. Go back over just the observations of knee injuries. He had stress from the outside lateral aspect of the knee, which is called valgus stretch in the medical community. That stresses the inside of the MCL and makes the knee buckle inward. They did all the testing on that. Flacco gonna go, and here we go from the 33. Pressure. Flacco fires, incomplete. It was intended for Torrey Smith. And John, Flacco is so good at mobility to keep plays alive. I wonder how that knee's going to impact it with this Lions pass rush.
Well, you're never going to know until we find out, but you got to really compliment Flacco's toughness. But A.Q. Shipley has his hands full right here with Nick Fairley because he just bull rushed him right into Flacco's lap.
False start.
False start. Number 60, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
I don't get it. That's 25 false starts. They lead the NFL, and I don't understand the communication, how the ball is snapped. Yonda's letting Gradkowski know when it's ready to snap, but 25 for false start penalties.
It will only get louder for 2nd and 15. Pressure up the middle, he floats it, incomplete. 3rd and 15 coming up.
Ziggy Ansah, the rookie out of BYU, on a tackle and stunt, came free. The Ravens can't handle it. The tackle comes first, and Ziggy Ansah is right in Joe Flacco's face immediately, and there's nothing Flacco can do.
That was that world record set in Seattle a couple of Mondays ago. 3rd and 15. Flacco rips it. It's caught over the middle. There goes Jacoby Jones to the 45. At the 2-minute warning, the Ravens on the edge of field goal range with a kicker who does not miss, who's made 5 in a row. Tonight, 32 in a row on the season. And he's going to have a hope because Flacco ripped it and Jones caught it. He has been the rock of this team tonight, Justin Tucker. Career long 56. Last year, his rookie year, but we saw earlier as he made a 49-yard. He's got plenty more room than that. That red line would be the 37, getting closer to field goal range. Jones trying to get closer to that is pulled down by Rasheed Mathis. 1:48 to go.
Mathis has played well. Gunther Cunningham, the defensive coordinator, has a long history in this league. And he has been a crunch time blitzer his entire career. I would be shocked if Detroit doesn't come after Flacco in this situation.
Second and 10. Flacco looking sideline. Pitta can't get it. 3rd down coming up with 1:20 to go. From here, your field goal attempt would be 63 yards, one shy of the record set a couple of weeks ago.
Tight man-to-man coverage with Delmas deep in the middle of the field. That time Glover Quinn does an excellent job inside against Dennis Pitta. Gotta hurry.
Play clock at 3 and 2 and 1. They get it off in time to run it inside and only get to the 43. So from here, a field goal attempt would be 60 yards. Will Harbaugh go for that or go for it on 4th down?
And can Detroit take a timeout?
To preserve time.
To preserve time in case they need it.
It's interesting. Ravens going to keep it out here, not go with the Tucker 60-yard attempt. They need to get 8 yards. Harbaugh has walked down towards the official to think about taking a timeout here. And he's going to take one. Very, very interesting clock situation both ways. So 4th and 7, 43 seconds left. You've seen your kicker make from 53. And when he made it from 53, it hit up in the middle of the net. This is 61 yards. The longest kick Tucker's ever attempted in the NFL. On the way, drifting right, and it is good! It is good! From 61! Unbelievable!
How good is that?
Wow!
3 timeouts left, 38 seconds.
Oh!
What's that word I used earlier? Majestic. You can't hit the ball any better than Tucker hit that one.
Just stayed on course and drifting in. I mentioned earlier that he just put one out on the tee and hit from 70 yards in pregame. And Justin Tucker, you know, you talk about kickers and taking them. He goes in the 2nd round and pressure kicks. When a guy's made 32 in a row, that's ridiculous. But when his 33rd in a row is from 61 with all this on the line, that is all you can say.
I saw him kick 5 against Pittsburgh. What a weapon. Justin Tucker.
At 38 seconds, 3 timeouts, game not over. David Akers, who made a 63-yarder at sea level for the 49ers against Green Bay. Back last year is the Lions kicker. You think Tucker's any kind of juiced right now? he just bombed that one 5 yards deep. Probably needs somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 45 yards. Stafford drifting. He fires too tall. It's intercepted and held onto by Elam, who should just go down. And the Baltimore Ravens are going to come into Detroit and get a huge victory. Flag down after the play is Courtney Upshaw. Got involved with Rob Sims. But another Stafford interception. It'll be his 3rd on the night. Will likely write the final line of another unbelievable Ravens victory.
Well, Doomerville's coming off the edge. I think he's got plenty of time to get a completion somewhere. Burleson going right down the seam.
The interception. Unnecessary roughness, number 91 of the intercepting team for contacting his opponent in the face. 15 yards will be subtracted from the end of the return. 1st down, Baltimore.
It's a bad throw by Stafford. And, you know, in that situation, you got to find some kind of completion anywhere to get the drive started. That ball had no chance to be caught by Burleson or any Detroit Lion. And guess who intercepted the pass?
Elam.
Matt Elam. The young man has said Calvin was old or whatever his comments were early, but he'll sleep better tonight.
So the Lions played a game where they are again beset by their usual problems, penalties and turnovers. And the Ravens played a game that was really the storyline of their last couple of years. Under pressure, backs to the wall. They answer the bell. Stafford and the Lions do not make the mistakes. The 3 timeouts, the Ravens are going to have to continue to run the clock and the ball, because the Lions can use those timeouts. But Ray Rice runs and does what he has done before, just goes down, doesn't take the score. And Detroit, for whatever reason, not using these 3 timeouts.
This is a crushing blow to the Lions. If there ever was a time for Detroit to win the North, this was the year.
Yep.
Rodgers hurt, Cutler has been injured. Off to a great start, but what a win for the Baltimore Ravens to come here and rely on a kicker to ice the Detroit Lions.
No touchdowns, 6 field goals. Tucker, the most field goals in one game by a Raven, the longest field goal in Ravens history. And because they have a head-to-head win over Miami in Week 5, the Ravens slide back into the number 6 spot in the AFC playoff picture. And more importantly on their end,